Welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero, where we just arrived at the random access stealth storage. Let's talk to Shannon first. Is that it over there? I don't see any congregation. Maybe it's after hours. Let's see what the janitor knows, I guess. Yeah, the janitor. Oh, here for the night mass? What kind of mass is it?
Tonight there's a homily on work and need. I haven't heard this one before.
Are you the preacher?
Oh, I'm the janitor. I guess this must look pretty strange, a church without a congregation. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. But it got a bit awkward to fit everyone in, and the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it as a thing that was falling apart, they lost their center of gravity and just started wobbling. Then the preacher stopped coming too, but he left his old tapes, some with the organist, and I found some old acetates in the bureau archives, photos of people in churches, so I keep it running. You do what you have to, right?
We've all got a job.
Work is play for mortal stakes. That's the title of the evening's homily, in fact. So I guess if you folks aren't here for the mass, then you must be looking for the old bureau records. I moved them down to Unit C315 to make room for the mass. It's down at the other end of the building, same floor. It needs to get the night mass started, but you can borrow my key. I need to get the night mass started, but you can borrow my keys.
I'll go. You wait here. Rest you like. You're looking kind of pale. Nice lady. Well, I'd better get this running. Brandon presses play on the old tape machines. Is your whole family Catholic?
Oh no, we're not religious. I just watched and listened while the congregation did all this stuff, and I probably don't understand as much of it as you might think. Anyway, I know how to run the overhead projector and the tape player. At least I know enough to keep it going, right?
I listen to the homily. On this day we celebrate with the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker, and on this day other workers are also celebrating, workers who do not attend Mass, or even one like it, even workers who do not attend a church at all, but who toil with clarity, with dedication, with perspicacity, who do as we do here in our church, inasmuch as they reflect the activity of God. As we do, they cultivate the earth, and at sundown they call the fruit of their labor very good. Beyond the church, this day is celebrated in remembrance of a violent protest in Chicago and to honor the 4 martyrs who were unjustly persecuted in its wake, having not only pursued their vocation in their daily labor, but also having pursued their evocation in the form of protest, activism, community building, radicalization, scholarship, and finally martyrdom. There, and our evocation being, as it should be for us all, as members of the church or otherwise, to secure for our fellow workers the right to labor with dignity. So just as there's no dignity without sacrifice, there's no vocation without evocation. Just as the left eye perceives that which is to the left and the right eye perceives that which is to the right, and these images are summed, differentiated and incorporated, and we find in our mind's eye an after image of divine light, only where love and need are one and the work is play for mortal stakes, is the deed ever really done for heaven and the future's sake. Okay, that's it. Next, there's some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, I don't think, and I don't remember them anyway. Hi, got it. Got what? What? I found what I came here to get, the file on street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the bureau and get this straightened out, and then maybe we should go see that doctor the clerk recommended.
And how do we go back to...
How do we go back? We did only get directions here. Uh-oh. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Shit, okay, I'm going to pull you out. We have to get out of here. There you go. Okay, are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up. Here, let's get you onto the tram. Here, there you go. Now let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me?
What happened?
I don't know. He collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute. The old mine where we met. I think I need to see that doctor. Yes, you do. She hands Brandon the doctor's card. How do we get to this address from here? I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, you know, here and there. The bureau is the only way I know. Some of those folks do it all the time, commuters. Just go back the way you came, find the crystal and then turn around. Okay, we're finding the crystal and then turning around. The crystals were right over here. The crystal. That's the pipe organ, okay. The staircase. The projector. Wait, that's not where we were before. The bell. I'm not moving my mouse. The mouse is moving off its own accord. I'm just holding the button. The tree. The sprocket. I thought that was a cock. Okay, so the name is Sprocket. Okay. The anchor. The bicycle. The feather. The wheelbarrow. The antlers. That's a different way than the way we came. The scarecrow. Ah. We had a scarecrow before. The bureau. Okay. That was weird that it kept going. Act 2, Scene 3. Back at the bureau. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Hey, Marianne.
Back so soon?
Can we talk to Clerk Lula Chamberlain again?
I'm afraid she left in a big hurry, actually. Something happened with your meeting?
She seemed pretty interested in the gas station attendant.
I don't know who that is, but she did seem distressed. Well, heading back to the interstate? I can process you whenever you're ready to go back. Just let me know.
We are ready to be processed. She hands the receptionist Lula's cards.
Can you tell us how to get to this address? We are looking for Dr. Truman.
Of course, there's a neighbor just outside of Bowling Green. Get on 65 going southwest. Take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly.
Happy to help.
Okay, we're going back to the Interstate 65. We are at the farmhouse, interesting. 65 going southwest, right past the observatory, just before the river. So observatory must be down here somewhere. Can't we look at the observatory? No, it's just there. Take a right and continue north. Dr. Truman's house. The neighborhood at the address on Lula's card has been demolished. In its place is a large museum, still partially under construction. Go to the museum then. Scene 4. This world is weird. I like weird. Museum of Dwellings. It's muffled thunderstorm and weather dripping from roof. Hey, Blue.
Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo.
That's... What did he say?
Just small talk, you know, like you talk to your buddies or something, like you talk to a dog worker. Just like, damn, this is a lot of rain. I haven't seen rain like this since that storm a couple years back that took out Lisette's herb garden. I just feel bad for that old dog, getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. Old dog like that should be sleeping on a perch somewhere, but that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway.
I heard the man and lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. What were you doing up that late? Mom let me stay up late all the time. She said it's okay. I was just looking for our frogs. You should be careful with frogs. They'll give you warts. I don't care. I want warts. I think they're beautiful. Besides, that's not true anyway. Great.
I just assumed they were from the power company. You know, they're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that. I just shut myself up in my room to wait it out. No sense getting involved.
How did they get in? Must have been one of the kids who left the front door unlocked. Something's got to be done. They run around like animals. You know that Flora left a can of soda on top of my shelter door and I almost killed myself slipping on that sticky mess the next morning? Something's got to be done. Okay, we can move around. Oh, it moves around in circles. Let's see what this inscription reads.
I guess they must have gone through a few some papers there. It wasn't some disarray and a few photos were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed cause Diane is such a stickler. She's really organized, I mean.
What photos were they looking at?
Yeah, mostly stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here, a list of original residences before we leveled the neighborhood. I guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They paid out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer, folks who moved elsewhere, but they filed it back out of order, so I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kind of a slowdown. It seems like, I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in. That's the idea? Yeah, I got that. Just how about that roof, huh? You just write us a check and we'll finish it right up. I know you've got this museum thing going on, but you don't want to be slumlords now.
Okay. This is different. Oh, I can also go to the tent here. They were hollering at that empty tent you folks have on display, huh? Hey, if you ever need anyone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. This is weird and great. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window. We had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but yeah, you know, shady characters. What did you talk about? They were asking about Dr. Truman. I told them what all I know about that, which is not very much. What do you know about him? I told them he moved in here with the rest of us when you folks bought all the neighborhood, and then one day his house was gone. That's all I know about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Am I faster without the umbrella? Huh, I don't know.
I heard the banging around out there and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth.
This is a weird kind of exploring an area. But yeah. You know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I had heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier before the storm started, but then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the porch for a bit. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked a bit about the neighborhood. I told them about Hudson and his sailboat and the nice young couple in the greenhouse and the charming Dr. Truman who used to live here. They were very interested in him, but of course, well, I don't know where he went. Do you know? I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't know that the older man had ever seen an ocean. In fact, it has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is. I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like that last one? In fact, he had this umbrella open indoors. It wasn't leaking that badly. I was waiting for someone to react to the umbrella. Because the umbrella is a thing that I can have. Okay, that's weird stuff over there. Let's look around more. That looks so much central to the whole thing. Oh, yeah, the cage, of course. The moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit a tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the wire cage, making out a tuneless scale like a child's xylophone, and then they moved on. At least 4 more things here. Let's go to this house. I was playing in that empty cabin. They came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell him. Where did he go? It's a secret. Ezra told me. I can't tell anyone else. Who's Ezra? He's my age. He doesn't really live here. He's just passing through with his brother, Julian. First they are going to help us, but I can't say any more about that. We have a lot of secrets. The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Do you want to hear a weird story? Of course. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. I told him nobody lived there, so he went inside. He took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. Where was the other house he knew? I don't remember. He seemed sad. Was it a place where something sad happened? Yeah, I remember. He woke up there one morning and he didn't know where he was. He was alone. He waited all day for someone to come and tell him why he was there, but nobody did, so he left at sundown. He went upstairs and he also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dogs. What did he do upstairs? He looked in some boxes. He looked out the window. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. He could tell how it was all put together, and the cabin too. He could see the shape of it better from up there. Now the part that is weird. He said he went into the basement. The cabin doesn't have a basement. He said he found a staircase in a closet. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit, and he climbed down. The walls were covered in a glowing moss. He used the light of the moss to find a lake at the bottom of the pit. He was a good swimmer, so he found his way back to the cabin. So then he came back out of the cabin and we said goodbye, and I didn't want to talk to them anymore. Oh, I could have drowned in there. I think. Wow, what a weird thing. Let's go to this one first. Let's go back to the big illuminated one that I thought was interesting. Oh, I know. There's the barn that I saw before. We went through the barn to get to Route 0, so I think it's important somehow. So this here. Oh, this is... Okay, this is an elevator that leads up to the greenhouse. Okay. The dog with the straw hat, it's weird. Let's play a bit of music here.
Sure, I talked to them for a bit. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy, I was happy for the company. Can't sleep in a storm like that, I never could.
What did you talk about?
I told him to put his umbrella away. I get great shelter right here. I had a bottle in my coat and I could see the old guy looking at it, and his leg was hurt pretty bad, so I offered him some. He got real awkward about it. I bet he's in a program. Anyway, they were asking about Dr. Truman. I remember him. He was here for a bit and then he left. That's what I told them.
We ought to get some real shakings on that coop. Do some homesteading. None of these folks know how to live off the land. You know what I mean? Sure, we'll look into it. The dog kennel? I'm interested in a dog kennel. Thank you.
That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of shrugging along. They found some treats in the doghouse experiment. They seemed to cheer them up a bit.
Yeah, we got treats for the dog. I think you need some to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go into the stable? No, they just poked around a bit and talked about barns. They were pretty boring. That barn there. It's very interesting, and I can't move there correctly. Yeah, movement in this game is always a bit weird because I have to wait for the camera to scroll before clicking, sometimes, and sometimes not. We've been at this house before. Does the barn back there have... Can I go? Okay, I can't really go to the barn. Okay. Hey, can I please? Ah, I can't even go to that house. Okay. Okay, we can't even go there. Let's see if I missed something else. I saw a train at the left side, so maybe we can go to the train back there. No, we can't. Okay. I think we're done with this. So they're just showing me that they got more exhibits here, but that's the ones that I have all the ones. I've seen all the ones that I visited. Okay. Okay, let's take the elevator up to the greenhouse. Like the girl said. But in the next episode. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day.